Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel, NiaOlivia Now. If you're able to get anything from this video, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Today's topic is something that a lot of people are going to be able to relate to: adversity in the workplace. Have you ever gotten up in the morning and you just want to lay back down? You want to hit the snooze button over and over and over and over again? Or you almost feel like there's some kind of pain, like you're just shut down? Well, if you can relate to any of those things, then you can relate to my video. I'm going to be talking about, is your workplace unhealthy? And I'm going to be giving you some tips on positive changes. The reason why this topic resonates with me is because I've had a variety of different jobs. My first job was working at Rally's as a cashier. I've also worked at a variety of restaurants. I've been a waitress, I've been a bartender, I've worked at call centers before, I've worked at car dealerships, I've worked for Enterprise. I mean, y'all, I've had a lot of different jobs. Because of that, I've had to get along with so many different types of people, not only the people who I'm working with, my coworkers, as well as the different managers that I have. The first thing that I'm going to discuss in this video is why you would feel discontentment in your job. So one of the reasons why people feel discontentment with their job is because, number one, they're not elevating in their job, meaning you've been in the same position for the past year, 2 years, 3 years. You've even applied to different positions and continuously been denied. Another reason why people might feel discontentment with their job is low pay. So we all know that the cost of living is constantly increasing. However, companies aren't necessarily aligning their salaries or hourly wages to the cost of living. Or it's not even just the cost of living. It's what about all the other things that you have to be able to do? So if you're not making enough money at your job, then you're going to feel some way when you're going there. You're not going to necessarily feel happy, reinforced, positive. Then the other thing is the commute. Having to drive a long distance to and from your job can also bring about additional frustrations. You're spending extra money on gas and it's time away from your family. Another difficulty that people face in the workplace is the type of relationship that you have with your supervisor. So, of course, there are those positive relationships with supervisors where you know you can go tell your supervisor if you're having an issue or if you have a concern. If you don't understand exactly how to do some component in your job, you know you can go to that person and they're going to assist you without showing judgment. However, for a lot of people, we have supervisors who are not relatable. It's hard to go to your supervisor and voice your concerns because you don't know how your supervisor is going to judge you moving forward. The other issue that you can face with supervisors are when you have a supervisor that is micromanaging you. And I can personally say this has happened to me on several occasions, and it really bothers me. When the person is constantly asking you what you're doing, if you've completed this task or that task. Another challenge that can be faced in the workplace is when people don't see your worth or your value. And when I say this, I'm not just talking about the supervisor that you have. I'm talking about the coworkers that you have. Sometimes you have to deal with difficult people on a daily basis. And you could be in a meeting with someone, they try to undermine you, or you could just be having a conversation with them and they can be passive aggressive. So that obviously is going to make the work environment more challenging. But you have to figure out how to deal with these people. Now, I'm going to be honest. There have been times when there are people that I don't necessarily get along with in the workplace, and I avoid them. I literally avoid them at all costs. That means if I'm walking down the hallway trying to get to the restroom and I see that person coming in the same direction, I turn the corner. But I'm not telling you to do that, because guess what? Your job might be small in proximity and you may not be able to get away from that person. So you're going to have to figure out some type of way to interact with them. Now, something that I would say is to try to figure out something that you could relate to that person about. Because remember, there are going to be a ton of people in the workplace who you don't like, and that's fine. You still have to deal with them, and you want to be able to get along with these people. So what I try to do is find some type of commonality between me and that other person and go from there. Just always try to be on the positive end of it. Even if that person is saying things in a way that make you feel slightly uncomfortable, just turn it around on them. After a while, they won't have anything to do but to at least be cordial with you. And if that person still isn't being cordial with you, I mean, sometimes you just have to talk to a manager. Don't let situations escalate between yourself and a fellow employee. Then it could turn out to be some type of screaming match. So you want to definitely stop those things when you feel like it's getting out of control. Something that I've also noticed is that those people who you might consider lazy, who really don't try that often, maybe they're rarely around, you don't even see them at the workplace, but they are there. Somehow those people go under the radar and they're unnoticed. Or the people who are less approachable. Managers and supervisors are less likely to ask them to do anything else because they themselves don't want to deal with them. But that doesn't really work. That means that the people who come in and don't do a lot are getting a pass continuously. And the people who are showing that extra effort are going to end up being burnt out. One of the misconceptions about working at jobs is that because you're in a professional atmosphere, people are going to act professionally. When in fact, that rarely ever happens. You're always having to deal with people who are stepping outside of the boundaries of being a professional, who are talking to you in ways that are not okay. And guess what? It's not always supervisors and managers who could be talking to you in rude ways, but it's the actual people that you have to work with every day and the clients that you have to deal with who will disrespect you. So what do you do in those instances? For me, I have learned over time that I really just have to be the bigger person in those situations. Like, I can't allow myself to get upset by how other people treat me at work, because the thing that I'm thinking is that, yes, this is a job. If something happened to me tomorrow, this company is still going to be open. They're still going to open their doors. They're going to follow their exact same routine. They're going to replace me. So how stressed out am I really going to be about a place where I am replaceable? In order to make your work environment a healthy place, you are going to have to figure out ways to create positive experiences. That means finding coworkers that you can have some type of commonality with. I know I have coworkers that I can always laugh with. So even though I'm having a particularly difficult day, when I can go and talk to them and relate to them, it usually turns my day around. I think the other thing that's important is that if you are completely dissatisfied with your job, then you do need to figure out what steps you should take in order to find another job. But in the meantime, you're still going to have to try to be positive while you're there, and understanding that that is a temporary situation. Another way to create positive experiences in the workplace is to have positive experiences in your life outside of work. That means it's really important for you to have that time with your friends. I know I'm definitely a social person, and so when I'm able to go out, have a good time, get a little bit of dancing in, it's always nice to be able to regroup before I have to start that next week off. The other thing that really helps me is going to certain workout classes. After I go to a workout class or I just take a walk around my neighborhood, I definitely feel better. And you could do that in the evenings when you get off of work. The other thing that I would say is healthy eating. Something that I've noticed a lot is that how I eat also affects how I feel. So if you're not eating healthy food, then you're going to be drained when you're at work. So you really have to make sure that you are finding things that you enjoy, but that are also going to benefit your body. And that's going to give you more energy while you're in the workplace. Lastly, thank you so much for tuning in to my channel and watching this video. I really hope that you were able to connect with me on something that I discussed, and I look forward to you seeing other videos that I have. Also, if you like the video, please make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like to connect with me on some other social media platforms, my Instagram is NiaOlivia and my Snapchat is NiaOlivia21. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day.